bust down, Tatiana, bust down. I wanna see you bust down, speed it up, and bring that shit back. Here we go again. Prepare to meet your end. Just looked you up on Facebook. You got 0 friends. This kid's a loser, yo. He ain't even kissed a girl. You write a love letters. I buy your ice and pearls. Now how you like me now? Even Roxanne's in the background saying, wow, bling's got style. I'm a gold chain. If you're a rapper, why is Chris your backup dancer like an extra? I'm Soul Train. I see your mommy and your daddy in the front row. They must be embarrassed for you, bro. You're not a real MC. You should quit hip hop. Now be a good bus boy and go and get your mob. Yeah. Sweep that nigga up immediately. Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. And in today's video, this story time is about the time I had a friend that cut me off over a boy. So let's get into this story. So this all started with this girl, and we're gonna call her Jada, right? Jada and I had met when we was 15 because I had transferred from my home school to a magnet school my sophomore year of high school, right? And so that's where I met Jada at. And me and her never had any classes, but we did have the same lunch period. And she would always sit at my lunch table, right? So she was really nice to me and like just a nice person in general. But a lot of people did not like her because one thing about Jada, she loved to have sex. Okay, like that girl, she didn't give a F, okay? Like at 15, it was well known around the school that sister likes to get down in the bed. So a lot of girls did not like her. And my friend group, they didn't like her based on that fact that it was known that she liked to have sex. Like they just simply didn't like her for that reason. But I'm like, that don't got nothing to do with me. Like if you nice, you cool, like I'm gonna be your friend because, you know, if that's what you like to do, good for you. But that ain't got nothing to do with me. Like what you got going on in the bedroom don't matter. Like if we friends, I like you for who you are as a person, not what you doing for people and stuff like that. So anyways, I was always nice to her because she was always nice to me. And like I said, a lot of people just did not like her. And so with that being said, I would always still be nice to her or whatever. If she would talk to me, I would talk to her or whatever. But other than that, like we didn't really talk much because I would mostly be with my friend group. And they used to be talking so much mess about this girl, and she didn't even know that they would talk so much mess because in her face they would be really nice and be like, oh hey Jada, like hey, but like as soon as she's not in the area, they talking big bad boy stuff about her. So anyways, that was that, and I ended up leaving that school, right? So I go back to my home school my junior year, and I'm living my life like it's golden, when out of nowhere, second semester, or maybe I want to say it was about the end of first semester, early second semester, out of nowhere, Jada gets transferred to my home school. And I was like, what the heck? And it had caught me off guard because like it's very rare in the school year to get like new people, but especially like people that I actually know, right? Like usually when it's a new person, I ain't never met them before a day in my life. So when she walked in the room, I was very shocked. And so I was like, you know, knowing her reputation, I was like, I'm not going to be mean to her. Like, I was never mean to her. But I was like, you know, I'm not really going to be up in her face because I felt like if it was known at our other school, it would definitely soon catch up to her at this school. Because one thing about people, they going to talk, especially boys. Boys are the messiest people. Men, boys, all of them. They be the messiest people ever. So I'm like, not gonna not assume that some people don't already know about her just because like where we live, it's a small area. Like a lot of people know each other even though we all go to different schools. So anyways, I was like, okay, she coming to my school, I ain't gonna treat her indifferent or be rude to her if she speaks to me, but I'm not gonna be buddy-buddy with her. Well, before I knew it, me and her had 2 classes together, and they were back-to-back classes. We had second period and third period together, and third period was our longest period together. That class is when they would run the lunch times, so it just automatically was like the longest class period, which was third period. So anyways, we ended up getting really close because she would always come and talk to me all the time in class. And like I said, I wasn't going to ever be rude to her or be mean to her. But I was like, why is she always coming to talk to me? But I was like, well, it's probably because I'm a familiar face and it's easier to just connect with somebody that you're familiar with. Don't even matter if y'all necessarily wasn't close or really didn't know each other like that. Because I sure did the same thing. Like, I had seen a few of the people that I went to middle school with that had went to my high school, and it was about 2 people, and so I used to talk to them all the time and not give a fuck, because I'm like, bro, y'all the only people I know here, and we wasn't even close in middle school, but that don't matter. I know you, you know me, like, let's keep in contact. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give her grace because I was in that position at one point in my life, right? So we get really cool, and we would talk about everything, anything, all the time. And we used to always go out to lunch together sometimes. Like, we would have sea lunch, and sometimes if we was like, you know what, we want some wings, we'd hurry up and go run and get our food. Mind you, we would call like 15 minutes before our lunch period started, and then as soon as that bell rung for us to go to lunch, we would hurry up, run, and go get our wings. We would eat in a restaurant and stay through D-lunch and come back when it was our last period, y'all. Like, that was the only time that I ever skipped in like my high school era, for real, okay? Like, prior to that, I had only skipped 2 times, but once I became a junior, I don't know who I was feeling like, but it became a habit, okay? Like, we would do this at least twice a week. So we finished off our junior year, everything cool. We still kept in contact a little bit over the summer, but then we had fell out of contact, right? So then randomly, like a week or 2 before school started, she just randomly FaceTimed me, and we just became real cool again. And she would be telling me about her job, because at that time she used to be a lifeguard, and she was like, oh, my job is pretty chill. Like, I make really great money and I don't do nothing. I just sit and just watch people, and that's all I do. And so she would like literally call me while she's at work. We would be on the phone for hours just chilling, like talking. So come the school year, we ended up realizing that we had one class together. And so come the school year, right, for like the first week, we do like this orientation thing, and we have like a fake class period for that first week, whereas like our homeroom, I think that's what it's called, like that was like our homeroom for the school year. So anytime we had anything to do with homeroom, which was typically like giving out report cards and stuff, it would be in that room. So once we realized we had homeroom together and that was it, we was like, okay, anytime we see each other, we're gonna talk, we gonna kiki. And that first week, we was in that room kikiing to the kikis, okay? Like, we was having a good old time bonding, right? And so at this time, I had this best friend that I had knew since our freshman year of high school. Like, that was my girl, okay? Like, I loved her damn, right? And so we're going to call her Riley. And so Riley was pretty popular around the school. And by this point, so was Jada. But Jada was more popular in the sense of she was known for being smart but promiscuous, right? Whereas Riley, she was known for being smart, a cheerleader, and she got niggas, okay? Like, one thing about her, she kept a little nigga on her, period. So with that being said, Riley, she had started talking to this new boy that came to our school, right? And I'm not gonna lie, the new boy was cute. Like, at that time, he was my type, and I did have a little crush on him. But once I found out that Riley was low-key messing with him, because she tried to play it off as if they was just friends to me and our other friend in our close friend group. But me and our other friend, we knew, like, bitch, you secretly talking to that nigga. Like, y'all talk. Like, it's pretty obvious. Because they'd be like, oh, we're besties. But, like, it was obvious that they was both romantically interested in each other. And so anyways, my friend Riley talking to this guy, and so I'm like, okay, once I found that out, I said, ooh, can't like you no more. So then out of nowhere, y'all, we in homeroom, and the girl Jada gonna say, guess who I'm talking to? I'm like, who? Like, who you talking to, girl? And she gonna say, the guy that Riley talking to. And so for this story, the guy, his name is Jared, right? So then Jada was like, yeah, like I fuck with Jared, like, oh my gosh, did this. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, bitch, what? And so I told her, I said, hey, I know you like him, I know you feeling him like heavy, but he talks to my best friend. Like, he talks to my best friend Riley. And yeah, like, I feel like you should know that, because both girls was my girl, like, at that time. Like, I was really close with both girls. And so I had told both of them, like, yeah, Jared is talking to the other girl. Like, he talking to the other girl. Because I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna sit here and let him play in y'all face. And I'm aware that he's talking to two of my friends and not say nothing, right? So I told both of them, right? And because I told both of them, Riley had went to the guy Jared and was like, it's either me or her. Like, you can't be talking to the both of us. Either it's me or her. You gonna either cut her off or cut me off, but you can't be talking to both of us. And he made a quick decision and decided that, you know what, I'm gonna talk to Riley instead of Jada, right? So because of that, why did Jada get so mad at me? Mind you, she mad at me because I told her and Riley that he was playing with them both. And just because Riley had gave him an ultimatum, I'm like, how you mad at me? Like, how you mad that he didn't pick you? Like, I'm sorry that he did not pick you, but would you have rather be in the dark and not know? Or would you rather be aware and then go from there? Because then that gives you the opportunity to choose if you still want to fuck with him or not. You know, that's my logical thinking. I feel like it gives y'all the option to be like, okay, well, now that I know that you're openly seeing other people and we're not exclusive, like, it gives you the chance to be like, do I still want to mess with him or not? I guess Jada was okay with the idea of him still talking to other people because they was over there having sex. That was the only difference too. Jada and Jared, they was having sex, but Riley was not giving it up to him. They was just talking, okay? So I feel like because she also gave him her body, that's another reason why I guess she was really mad. But I'm like, all this energy should be directed towards Jared. Jared is the one hurting you. I just kept it real. Like I said, Jada mad as fuck. And so because she mad as fuck, she gonna go to Riley, right? And say, oh yeah, Chrissy be talking shit about you. Like, she be talking about you. And Jada just was putting more salt to the wound and was just saying all this misinformation, and it wasn't true at all. Like, God's honest truth, I never talked bad about Riley ever at that point in our friendship. I didn't start talking about this girl in a negative light until we like fell out, because at that point it was just like, damn, I truly loved you and you did me like that. Like, damn, that's crazy as fuck. But at that time, like, I loved her down so much, because literally when we fell out, I cried so hard, and I had told myself, if we ever fall out again, it's raps, because I feel like I didn't gave her too many chances. And it was like a few times where she had shown me that at the end of the day she was never gonna pick me, which is okay, because do you, but I'm gonna make my exit. And this was one of the first times that she had showed that, because Riley started to then believe Jada. So then Riley and Jada started getting real cool just off the basis of Jada lying to Riley on me, right? So for a few weeks, right, Jada and Riley, like I said, was bested up, and Riley had stopped talking to me, and she just did not believe me when I told her, like, no, like, I was not talking about you. It wasn't until like later on Jada had finally admitted, like, yeah, I had lied on her because I was upset that you was talking to him and he stopped talking to me to talk to you. And that's when Riley was like, what the fuck, like, and you over here in my face trying to be my friend and all this shit. And that's when she had cut off Jada and then came back and like apologized and was like, yeah, she admitted that it was a lie. And I was so devastated when that happened, because I was just like, damn, we've been best friends since we were 14. We're 17 at this point, and I would have literally done anything for her. And the fact that you didn't even believe me and you called me your best friend, like, that's the crazy part. Like, I can understand, like, yes, there's two sides to every story, but she didn't even want to hear anything that I had to say. She was off rip, like, no, you're getting cut off, you're cut, whatever. And I was like, that's crazy. You believe somebody who is not your friend. You don't know this bitch from a can of paint. You know me. You know me. Like, you've done met my family, you done met my siblings, like, you know me, you done met my house. Like, what the hell? Like, what are we talking about? So she ended up, like I said, apologizing, and we ended up getting back cool. But after that, I never fuck with Jada again. Like, never again. Because I was like, you started all this shit all over a nigga not picking you. Maybe you should pick better niggas. Like, one thing about the girl Jada, like I said, very intelligent girl when it came to the books. Like, I'm talking about smart as hell. But also, I felt like she kind of had like a low self-esteem, and that's why like she would always pour herself into these guys. And also too, I felt like it was a mix of her also being a lover girl, because I feel like when you are a lover girl, like you really be trying to make shit work with people, because like if I really like you, I'm gonna try to make it work. But also too, when you don't have that like high self-esteem, you really be like trying to like, no, like this shit gotta work, and you just let niggas do anything, treat you any kind of way. And that's how I felt like she kept getting in them type of situations where guys would be horrible to her. Like, niggas was horrible to this girl. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. But yeah, after she did that shit to me, I said, bitch, you are done. This friendship, done. You done. We done. Like, you don't gotta worry about me no more. Because that had pissed me off so bad, especially because I actually really did like her as a person. And I was like, dang, I can't believe like I judged her in the sense of, I wasn't really trying to be associated with her, like, without getting to know her. And that was wrong of me of judging her for that reason. But maybe I should have still judged her despite having a cool personality, because obviously that didn't get me no motherfucking where. Bitches was trying to fuck shit up and ruin the fucking friendship over here, ruining my other friendships because you mad about a nigga. You mad about a nigga. That's crazy. But with that being said, like, comment, subscribe for more content like this. I will see you guys later. Bye.